Hi, my name is Michael Rubenfeld. I'm a North American Jew whose roots are in Poland. I moved from Canada to Poland about 8 years ago, and this is where I talk about my perspective on being a Jew living here in Poland. It's the end of the year, and like many of you, I have been thinking a lot about the year that has come. I'm not going to lie, it's been a difficult time since the war in Israel and Palestine broke out. It's been a hard time being a Jew, and there have been several times where I've even wondered about this YouTube channel and if it's something that I should continue doing. And I've also thought a lot about what it means to be a Jewish person having a YouTube channel right now. I also have a TikTok page as well. I do tend to get a certain kind of backlash at times when people aren't happy with my perspective on things. A lot of people yelling at me to free Palestine, and I hear all of these things, and they're hard at times to receive them. And I think the thing that ultimately has really kept me with this channel and wanting to post videos and think about my Jewishness right now is the reason that I came here in the first place, which is Poland. When I say came here, I mean to this country, of course, and also to YouTube to start posting these videos. I've always felt that coming to Poland for me was about really putting my focus on my identity as a Polish Jewish person and thinking about what the absence of Poland in my upbringing has done to my identity, and also thinking about how the narratives that I grew up with in and around Poland, the encouragement to dislike this country that I'm from, and how that affected my own psychology about who I am, asking questions about how I can truly love myself without loving where I'm from. I've not ever identified with being from Israel, and so Canada was the closest thing I had to a country, but my family only moved there after the war. And so in a way, this question of who I was quite deep inside of me without even really understanding it until I started coming to Poland and then ultimately making the decision to move here. I felt like this was a country that was welcoming of my perspective, and I wanted to come onto this YouTube space to be able to offer my perspective as a Jew now living here. And I've been really surprised at how I've been received. For the most part, people have been incredibly generous, and I think the thing that surprised me the most was that by offering my perspective, so many people in exchange opened up themselves to me and shared their perspective. And when I say their perspective, I mean your perspective in many ways, the perspective of the Polish person, a perspective that I realized that I need just as much as you might need mine. I don't know if need is the right word in this situation, but what I can tell you is that by learning more about the Polish perspective, I actually feel an even closer bond or a closer relationship to Poland. It's making me understand that this negative narrative that I was raised with about Poland and Polish people, it's become an obstacle against Jewish people even contemplating what the value of being able to internalize the Polish perspective is, and what value that perspective might have towards Jewish people. When a Jewish person gives me grief for being so positive about Poland, I'm surprised now because I believe that Jewish people should want to have access to that perspective. Because at the end of the day, we're from here, and I can feel it in Polish people. It's hard to explain, but the more I'm receiving the Polish perspective, the more I understand how Polish I am. The more I understand that some of the Jewish identifiers that I have, and not only me, of course, but that the Jewish people have, might actually be Polish identifiers. The division might be much more jumbled than Jewish people actually think. There is so much energy that is placed on the horrible things that happen to Jewish people here. And Jewish people internalize that to the point that Polish people have become unfairly villainized. And I've talked about this a lot. Being in dialogue with so many Polish people as a result of this YouTube channel, in a way, I recognize that this unfairness is not just towards Polish people, but also towards Jewish people. Jewish people, I believe, really need Polish people, just as much as I think that Polish people need Jewish people. I talk and I think a lot about how moved I am by the fact that there are people in Poland who don't see Jewish history as being separate from Polish history. That the absence of Poland's Jews is an absence that exists and can be felt by all Polish people who live here, whether they're conscious of it or not. And I believe the same is true of Jewish people whose roots are here in Poland, but they don't know that because they don't come here. I don't think that Jewish people necessarily even know that they're missing Polish people. There was this really beautiful art project called I Miss You, Jew, that I'm sure you all know about. I forget the artist's name, but he would paint the words I miss you, Jew on different places around Poland. And I think that what I'm starting to learn is that I miss you, Pole. And of course I interpret both things as kind of saying, I miss myself. Anyways, here we are at the end of 2023, and I want to say thank you to all of you, because in a way, the difficulty of the war and the negotiation of how to be a Jewish person within all of that has been slightly alleviated by the fact that, well, for me, being a Jewish person means being a Polish person, and that's where I want to focus my energy. I was quite specific about making the decision to come here and identify as a Polish Jew proudly. I didn't go to Israel for a reason, and probably would have been easier for a lot of reasons to be in Israel than in Poland. But it's that ease that is, in a way, the very reason that I made the decision to come to Poland, because I think that choosing the easy road is not necessarily always the best path. So, Happy New Year to everyone. If you like this video and you'd like more content like this, please subscribe to my channel, and I love you all.